My name is Izizi. Izizi? I don't really know myself. I may have come up with that name while slightly inebriated. But this is my first shot in real life video, as if memes aren't real life. And it's gonna be a book haul. Wow! And these are the books we have today. I have procured all of these from my recent trip. Okay, I need to. Oh my god! I need to arrange those so that they don't topple over. Now that we have all of the books in a neat pile, I can begin showing you every single one, and we're going through every single one. Mark my words, unless I get lazy with editing and decide to cut some stuff out. To start with, let me show you all, y'all. I'm fairly certain that this video will have 3 views, and all of those views are just going to be me on my alt accounts. But let me show you the last book that I read and really liked. Hard-Boiled Wonderland and the End of the World by Haruki Murakami. There was a reason I got this actually. I had just finished reading Kafka's The Castle, and like one does, I watched a YouTube video essay on it once I had finished it because I don't know how to interpret inconclusive endings on my own. In the video, they mentioned that The Castle inspired this book right here, and you know what? I do see it. I have mixed feelings about Murakami, so I wanted to give his work just one more chance because I've read Kafka on the Shore, I've read 1Q84, and all of those did not hold up for me. But I'm glad I gave this one a chance because it was actually pretty bizarre in a good way. A book that I read recently and didn't enjoy, I've actually kept it somewhere else because I don't even want people to know that I read that stuff. No offense to any of the fans out there. I respect you. I see the appeal of this book, and you're probably wondering what the heck is she talking about? Well, I just went and got it. Shatter me. I'm so sorry. Well, I only bought this because I always find myself being drawn to books at the bottom of the shelf. She's niche, guys. I just desperately wanted to read something for once that I could talk to others about without them saying, what are you talking about? I wanted to be part of a fandom. Sue me. And so I got this. Suffice it to say that I don't think it was for me. I think maybe it could have been for 13-year-old me, but jaded 17-year-old me just read this and went, this author is a sweetheart. I love all of her videos online. I will read another book if she makes another book, but not in this series. Speaking of bottom of the shelf, I have this thing where when I want to understand the hype behind a particular author, I will first and foremostly reach for the book that did not break them out, the unTikTokified books, if you will. I think it's really weird. I have the same quirk with music. Like, I will listen to a popular artist, but I will stream their most trash music. I think it's the starting symptoms of pick me syndrome. Yeah. Like with Leigh Bardugo, I love her now that I've read her books, but rather than starting with Six of Crows, I decided to introduce myself to her through the Ninth House novels. And then I got this, which I first saw in one of Akshu's stories. Shout out to Akshu. Her vlogs are so cozy, and so the vibe cannot be attained by anyone but Akshu herself. Guys, I want to get these licensed Ninth House sets so badly, but they're so expensive. Like, come on, Lay. The modern reader can barely afford books, and we have to read them off oceanpdf.com. Shout out OceanPDF. I am so literate because of you and the work that you do. All's fair in love and knowledge. Next is something called Slewfoot. The cover art looks super cool. I reckon I've actually seen this somewhere before. I didn't buy this actually. It was gifted to me, and I'm so stoked to read it because it looks, come on, it looks sick. And I've been enjoying reading books about the dark arts.
Tuvelo, period. Tuvelo. I'm here for all of the witches.
We did get some manga because a girl needs picture books sometimes. Why in 2025 did I pick up the beginning volumes of Tokyo Ghoul? Backstory. When I was a kid, I used to have a really unhealthy attachment to the characters without even having watched the show. I'm not even kidding. My first social media presence was a Suzuya stan account. And it was on Pinterest too, so like nobody saw it. But when I actually was old enough to watch the anime, it kind of flopped for me. But apparently a lot of the fandom thought so too. So in true weeaboo spirit, I'm starting the manga to see if it is truly superior or just the same. I obviously got only the covers that I thought were pretty. This is my definition of pretty. This is the epitome of beauty. Toka, my girl, my man. Back then I thought that Juzo was a girl. My man Juzo. I read these two, and I can already say that it is a touch above the anime, even though I watched it so long ago. But if it doesn't end well, I'm still gonna love this franchise for the art, if anything. And I really want to dress up as Juzo someday.
We interrupt this broadcast to bring you a special segment.
So in this segment, what's going to happen is I'm just going to thumb through it like this, and whichever page we land on, that is the page that's destined for me on this day. Page number 54. My soul is just another wisp. Your rotten words decay me. My skin is disintegrating by your power. Every word and action cuts me again. My blood had run dry hours ago. You are tearing me apart, ripping my roots out of my skull, trying to find who I am. Scratching my wrists, trying to remove my skin to see what's written underneath. My bones are hollow, and yet you drill them open, wanting to find treasure you can steal. But I'm not made up of gold, or even silver. All my teeth are cheap, my heart the cheapest, as it gets stolen away only to be thrown out. My ringlets are rubber coils, and my legs uneven sticks. I've never grown up after you left, yet what are you searching for? My soul is just another wisp. You won't find me in your memory, but am I even worth remembering? That you want a souvenir from my body? Maybe the only thing you want to remember is how you left me. You only see art in my broken and bruises. Like I only see terror in your every thought. You'll never find my soul. Though all my gold had long turned brown, just like the dirt you left me in. And I will crawl out of it eventually. I know I will, and I don't want to be remembered by you.
Next we have another book that I got gifted by someone who was going traveling as well. This looks hilarious. Like it looks it looks hilarious, and I hope it's a little bit of a dark comedy because I'm seeing all the reviews. Guys, what is up with books not having blurbs anymore? The back of the book is just all reviews. And it's like, please tell me about the plot. I'm not gonna know if I want to buy it if I can't, have a glimpse at the plot. But this has raving reviews from people other than New York Times, which I always respect. It has cannibalism in it. I've never been introduced to that in literature as of yet. So this is a good starting point. I'm like struggling. Next, I got two Ava Raid books. I got these here actually where I live, which I'm not going to tell you because I'm not trying to dox myself. Ava Raid is an author that I tried to enter her giveaway, and obviously I didn't win because I bought these myself with my own money. Well, not my own money, but so I just went in for Study in Drowning, but then the worker. Guys, one more thing. I love it when, okay, some readers hate this because they're socially awkward. I'm socially awkward, yeah, but I love it when what is it called, ushers, people who help you find books, or they just work in the bookstore. I love it when they love doing it. I love it when they love their job and they're so enthusiastic to show me new releases. So I came in for this and I left with this, and it's supposed to be like a perspective or a retelling of Lady Macbeth's story. and that is so cool. I think it's going to be much more interesting than when I actually had to study Macbeth in English class. That didn't last for very long because I dropped out, but yeah, hopefully I'll be more cultured with this. And another author that I've been dying to read, Olivia Blake. I thought it was Olivia Blake. Weird. The Atlas Six. So I had bought this, but then I realized that I mean, you need the series. Come on. I really need more characters to kind of idolize, and I refuse to read Powerless. I like it when characters in books feel like friends, and that's what Cruel Prince did for me. Cruel Prince is probably the only really TikTok read that I've genuinely thoroughly enjoyed. Like, I have it displayed over there. R.F. Kuang, Babel. I know Catabasis is out, but I wanted to read Babel first. One of my favorite authors. She wrote in the Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. Just I loved that book so much. Some people say they hate it. One of my classmates told me that she hated the book, and I'm like, unless you're a total snob about classic literature, which little bit of a snob about classic literature, you that book is so sweet, and it's not just sweet. It's like jumping between times in history, and I just wow. So I and one other book that I love of V.E. Schwab's is Gallant. My English teacher gifted that to me, and she didn't gift it to me. She actually gave it to me to borrow, and then I was handing it back to her. While I was handing it back to her, I was like, she's like, just keep it. So I have Gallant somewhere, and I got The Dark Vault. I got this book randomly just because of the cover. Redheads, am I right? Um, The Anger of Angels, Cheryl Jordan, Isaac Asimov, Foundation. I hate it. I hate it when they have. I hate guys. Pet peeve. I hate it when they have stickers that you can't remove. Like, ah! Especially when the stickers like TikTok bestseller. Please, I don't need that printed on my book cover. Why can't you just stick a sticker on there? At least then I can like scrape it off, and it'll look a mess, but at least it'll be gone. I got a couple of books for actual research as a writer. I'm a writer, guys. I got this Egyptian Book of the Dead because I rewatched Moon Knight recently, and I was like, wow, I love Egyptian mythology. I think Egyptian mythology may just be on par with the Iliad and Greek mythology. They should make a Percy. I'm sure that someone's done this before, but there should be like a Percy Jackson-esque series that's based on Egyptian mythology. I have seen one for Hindu mythology on Wattpad. Then I got the Mammoth Book of Body Horror. This is a collection of writing from Clive Barker, Neil Gaiman, James Herbert, Stephen King, H.P. Lovecraft, Mary Shelley. I want to learn how to write horror because every time I attempt to write horror, it just turns into, and then there was lightning and thunder, and then I don't know, some clown showed up and honked his nose, and then all this snot came out, and it was really messy, and there were no tissues to clean it up. Oh, and then he killed her. That's how it always sounds when I try to write horror. So I wanted to get some exposure to the greats. Then another Stephen King, on writing a memoir of The Craft. The Craft. That is such a good movie, guys. Everyone watch The Craft now. Just oh my god, how many bookmarks did they give me? I have a feeling that I'll read this and then decide, nah, I'm doing it my way. I'm
gonna do my own thing.
Another book for writing horror, the greatest American horror stories, including Edgar Allan Poe, H.P. Lovecraft, Washington Irving, and O. Henry. I don't know the last two, but the first two. Then I got this book, The Book of Disappearance by Ibtisam Azem. It's about the friendship between a Palestinian girl and an Israeli girl, and I think we know a lot about the conflict standing from inside our rooms behind our cell phones, but we really don't know how it has been for over 40 years. I think this is a really good way to start because the Holocaust, we all got an inside perspective of it, an insider's perspective of it, at least how it was to be hiding out during that time with the Anne Frank novel, but you don't really see a lot of equivalents from a Palestinian perspective. You do, but I haven't. Most of them are unfortunately outlawed. but this I luckily found in my hometown, and I'm so happy for that. I bought this book on before the flight, and then I just read it there. Pretty solid book, released by Patrick. That's a very nice book. Yeah, it's very chill. It has like a kind of dual storyline, which the dual storyline thing, I'm not gonna say I hated it, but every time it would the ghost thing would come, I'd be like, oh my god, I don't want to know this. I just want to know about him because the characters were so interesting. By the way, it's very relatable if you're a queer person. I have no idea what this is about, but I think I saw it on Pinterest, and duh, of course I had to get it. The exact, like, see what I'm talking about with the blurb here? What does this tell me? A girl who cried wolf, a boy in sheep's clothing, a killer romance, a deadly secret. Okay, that actually sounds kind of rad. I take back what I said. Sometimes I Lie by Alice Feeney, and I swear, I have, we're kind of in a plot twist recession. Yeah, that's a really good word for it. Plot twist recession, where I'm not really seeing a lot of books with plot twists. This is one that has a really good plot twist, and for like 70% of the book, I say I was reading it. It's not a boring read. I was reading it and just wondering, okay, when is the bomb going to drop? Because I heard people say that there was a bomb, and boy, was there a bomb. Maybe I shouldn't say bomb so much on a YouTube video. Last one, I promise, guys. I didn't buy that many books. In retrospect, I got more than many books. But I got Inkheart because I have the first I have the no, this is the first one actually. This is the first volume of Inkheart. I got the second volume, but I never bought it. I just one of my neighbors was like, I have a bunch of books I don't read anymore, so if you want it, just left a bag in front of our house. So I went and raided it, and then I realized that I got this. It was the second volume, so I need to start it. This art is gorgeous. The book that I got from my neighbor is literally like tattered. That's how you know a book is well read and well loved. So I'm not angry about that. It's just that both of these together look kind of chopped. This is the second volume of the series, guys. It's Inkspell. I was wrong. It's not called Inkheart. But do you see the disparity? It doesn't matter. Like it's so beautiful, but I just find it funny. This is like yellow and this is white, and it just reminds me of that Josh Hutcherson meme, the something he said about a blanket that he was chewing on. I'm gonna insert the clip right here because I hate making references that nobody else can tell.
I had this yellow blanket that I used to take with me like everywhere, much longer than I should have, and I would chew on it. I chewed on it until there was like holes in it, and it was so ratty and nasty, and I creatively called it Yellow Blankie, and then it turned to Brown Blankie.
But such are the perils of being so chronically online. With books, you don't judge by its cover. Actually, that's wrong. Always judge by its cover because hot take. Always judge books by their cover because what the heck else is the cover for? And also, an indication of a good writer, I feel like, is someone who supports the arts. So they're gonna support arts. They're gonna get a good designer for their book, unless it is out of their means, or unless you are hella famous and you don't need any special art to reach your readers. Also, guys, do you like my makeup? I did it just for this video. And with that, we conclude our very first video, a book haul. Although I will admit, I should add that I meant it more as a book flex. Now, I don't want to sit here and lie and say that there's going to be a lot more from me in the future. I have like a lot going on now, and I really don't want to film in a dorm. And who would when you have a setup like this? But I've been meaning to get this out of the way for a long time before I finished reading all of these, because I believe that as creatives, especially, that we need to create more than we consume. I don't think that's realistically possible in the hyper information era that we're in right now. We should still try, right? And that's what this is. You can find my socials and writing on my card linked in the bio. I don't know why I'm clicking here for bio. This is the description, but my profile picture is down there. And if you click on the profile picture, it takes you to the bio where my card link is. And please see my card because it's so pretty, and I'm planning to change it soon because I'm not gonna lie, this coquette life is not for me. And with that, I bid you a bye-bye. She's so cute.